Right next door, you know that they're the best. West Bloomfield Parks, often regarded as one of the favorite institutions in greater West Bloomfield. And the Parks team is tough to ignore across Michigan's extensive network of Parks Services professionals. John McKeown was recently awarded the Parks Resources Leadership Award by the Michigan Recreation and Parks Association, otherwise known as MParks. And he joins us now to tell us even more about the honor on the Splash Live. John, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you on as you win the Parks Leadership Award from MParks. For you and all your active service with West Bloomfield Parks, now getting this award, take us through the immediate moment when you learned that you were going to be getting this honor from MParks.
Pretty exciting. I'm not much for the being in the limelight of things, so little intimidating also. But very, very honored to have been nominated and picked.
You're on the Parks team with West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, so you're someone that, as you've already mentioned, likes to be kind of behind the scenes and do the work that people don't necessarily see every single day in action, but they reap the benefits of, and it's what keeps West Bloomfield Parks' various facilities and amenities so beautiful and a place that people love to go. So can you share a little bit about the work that you and your team put in behind the scenes day to day that make our parks some of the best among the entire state of Michigan?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff we do here at Parks is definitely behind the scenes. It's regular maintenance. It's making sure our playgrounds are safe and working properly. It's making sure all our soccer fields and baseball fields are dragged and chalked and painted and lots of different things. Pickleball courts. A lot of the stuff, like you say, is definitely behind the scenes. Making sure our nature paths and our trail network is safe and usable, and bathrooms are clean, and just I could go on forever, right? There's a lot to it.
Yeah, it's a big team, and it's a big effort across all of our different parks here in West Bloomfield Township to make that happen and to make the parks so beautiful and be open for so many different activities all throughout the year. So, John, as people are frequenting our parks, whether they're from West Bloomfield or they're coming in from other communities to enjoy these great amenities we have here in our community, how can they help your team in furthering its mission, making your day-to-day a little bit easier so the parks can improve even more?
I think we're always open for suggestions of everyone's needs. I think, if you're, obey the rules. We get, keep your dogs on leashes, pick up the dog waste, use the trash cans, use the recycle cans. Just let us know if there's things that we can improve on. We want to do that.
We're joined by John McKeown.
Your visit very enjoyable.
We're joined by John McKeown from the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation team, and also an award-winning member of their team as well. The Parks Resources Leadership Award awarded to John by MParks in 2025. John, you also were mentioned as someone who's played a big role in some of the beautification, functionality, and resilience projects for Greater West Bloomfield's green spaces in its parks. How much of an effort have you put into to that in particular, and how does that maybe contribute to what makes our parks so special?
We work really hard to be eco-friendly, use products that are good for the environment. That I don't know how to really say this. When you walk into some of our facilities, you're going to see light sensors that only work if there's someone's in the building, or if there's enough light outside, the ambient light sensors will work and not turn the lights on during the day. Motion toilet sensors and faucet sensors, hand dryers to try to reduce waste. Throughout our parks and recreation, we try to do a lot. We use eco-friendly oils. We're moving towards electric equipment to try to reduce the footprint of gasoline and fossil fuel stuff. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. We're always looking to do better.
And you've been doing a great job yourself, an award-winning member of the team at West Bloomfield Parks. We're celebrating as MParks recognized you with the Parks Leadership Award for 2025 at their annual conference. John McKeown is with us on the Splash Live from West Bloomfield Parks. You can learn more about their efforts to beautify our parks and improve the green spaces in Greater West Bloomfield on WBParks.org. John, you do this work every single day. You have a dedicated team behind you. I want to kind of get a little bit of your story, though. What interested you in a career in parks and recreation?
My career started out with automotive. I'm a master automotive mechanic. I love my old classic cars, so I'm always welding and fabricating and doing all that type of work. I've always done home improvement work, so this job just kind of fit my bill. It was a pretty wide range of work. One day we're working on equipment. One day we're working on a building. One day we're setting up for a special event. It's West Bloomfield Parks is a pretty unique operation.
And do you find that, given your interest in automotive, your passion for classic cars, and being able to kind of be that versatile person in your day-to-day life, bringing that into your work life too, that you're able to mix that interest between things that you do outside of work and things you have to do on the job day to day, and it makes it even more fun for you and for your team around you?
It does. Yeah, probably more than I could ever explain. I really do love what I do here. And I'm very fortunate that, Parks brought me on to be able to exercise all my talents. And obviously, over the years, I have grown to learn a lot of stuff about parks, and we implement a lot of new creative ideas just to make our jobs easier, to make the everyday workload not so stressful.
And your recent award from MParks surrounded your leadership in parks resources and leadership within West Bloomfield Parks. For those that are either just joining the team at West Bloomfield Parks, or they're going into similar capacities in other park systems throughout our state or other similar workplaces, what advice do you have for them on establishing themselves as a contributing member of that team and building their leadership within their organization?
I think a lot of it has to do with, I'm going to say team. I am backed by an amazing group of folks. How do I really say this? They see, we all have similar ideas, I guess. We work very, very well together. Couldn't ask for a better team, and the support that I get from them. I would say, hopefully the folks that you work with in other departments have an open mind, and everybody listens to everybody's ideas and advice. And that's how we grow. That's how we've done it here.
John McKeown is with us, the Parks Resources Leadership Award winner from M Parks and a dedicated member of the team over at West Bloomfield Parks, joining us today on the Splash Live. John, just another minute with you before we'll need to move on. Anything else that you'd like to say at this time about your team at West Bloomfield Parks and this honor you received from M Parks?
I can say that I'm very, very honored. There's lots of folks that deserve this award. A lot of the stuff that maintenance folks don't get recognized, for all the behind the scenes work, I guess. And I would just give a shout out to my team. Great bunch of folks, supporting each and every one of us. All of us work together very, very well. Yeah, again, I can't tell you how honored I am to have been nominated and picked for this award, and just work towards doing the best that we can do every day.
Well, John, we thank you for what you give to our community each and every day on the job. The work that you do is extensive and it is highly effective, making our park system beautiful all throughout the year and a place that so many people come to Greater West Bloomfield to enjoy. So congratulations and thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you.